Hello, today we'll be discussing stages in teacher development, the need for a mentor. This is presented by Tonya Bittner, Christopher Page, Sharida Combs, and David Mueller. We start with a brief overview of what is mentoring. Obviously, it's essential to the development of any workplace environment. And as we see, mentoring has been defined as a collaborative partnership in which individuals share development and mutual interests. This means that not only the mentee, but the mentor can benefit from this experience. The role of mentoring is critical to teacher development, which is a field with very high turnover rate and a lot of job-related stress. It includes coaching, counseling, encouraging, and collaborating. Although all teachers develop differently, mentors are critical to the process. There are two main models used and discussed when talking about teacher development. Each model has separate and different stages. We will be talking about those now. The first model we'll be talking about is the New Teacher Center model. It is designed by researchers at the Santa Cruz New Teacher Center, and because of that is sometimes referred to also as the Santa Cruz model. It emphasizes developmental stages of new teachers within their first year. It is split into 5 different phases of teacher development. The Katz model, which you can see on the right, was developed by an early childhood educator named Lillian Katz in 1972. Her model describes the developmental stages of teachers over the course of their entire career. It includes 4 different stages of teacher development versus the New Teacher model's 5. Both models agree that it is essential for a mentor to recognize the current stage of development of the mentee to provide the support. First, we're going to take an in-depth look at the Santa Cruz model. The stages are anticipation, survival, disillusionment, rejuvenation, and reflection. The first phase in the New Teacher model is the anticipation phase. This developmental process starts before the teacher's first assignment. It is often compared to when you first find out you got your first real teaching job after you've left college. Characteristics include excitement, anxiousness, and a sense of idealism. That idea of having the perfect classroom, the perfect class. Johnson says that these feelings carry themselves through the first few weeks of school, often what is referred to as the honeymoon period. In the second phase of the New Teacher model, there are a lot of new materials, protocols, programs, and names that can be very overwhelming to new teachers. New teachers can also be caught unprepared despite feelings of anxiousness and their preparations. Nothing quite prepares them for how a school day will go except an actual school day. No matter how well a principal, a mentor can help them prepare for that school day, there will always be that one little policy that will be forgotten to be shared with the teacher that will create a lot of stress and worry on the teacher's part. Daily routines take the new teacher's time and energy, which leaves little left for reflection, planning in advance, and self-improvement. Once again by Johnson. Teachers in the survival stage can often work upwards of 70 hours a week. Despair might not set in, and some teachers report still feeling energetic and upbeat in this stage. Books such as The First 90 Days and New Teacher Survival Handbook can rally a teacher's spirit. The third phase of the new teacher model is the disillusionment phase. New teachers usually enter this phase after 6 to 8 weeks of instruction. New teachers begin questioning both their commitment and their competence. Now, if you look at that 6 to 8 weeks, you'll notice this is usually around the first grading period for most schools. This can be very stressful when teachers are entering their grades and maybe realize that they didn't have enough assessments in their grade book, or having to learn the ins and outs of the gradebook system of that school and making sure that their report card is ready, and also noticing which students are doing well and which students are not. This can also be fueled by parent interactions of angry emails or phone calls asking why their student is not being successful within the teacher's classroom. In this phase, teachers experience self-doubt, self-esteem issues. Even low morale plagues novice teachers as this phase is coupled with becoming sick. The disillusionment phase challenges the new teacher's classroom management as well as a major source of distress. New teachers want to focus more time on curriculum and less on classroom management and discipline. According to Ellen Mueller, getting through this phase may be the toughest challenge new teachers face. This also means that many teachers who do leave the profession in their first year often leave during the disillusionment phase. In the rejuvenation phase of the new teacher model, new teachers feel relief that half of the year is over and they have made it to this point in the year. This could be a result of the extended winter break vacation. Morale and attitude improve due to a well-needed rest, correct nourishment, and exercise. New teachers gain from their experience a new set of coping strategies that help to reduce and prevent subtle, stressful problems. As the rejuvenation phase continues, new teachers now refocus on curriculum development, long-term planning, and teaching strategies for the remainder of the year. This relieves some stress of that I need to know what I'm doing tomorrow and that panic feeling. New teachers also prepare for upcoming national and state tests that serve as markers for AYP, such as the I-STEP test in Indiana. Summative evaluation results are usually given to teachers during this stage of development. The fifth and final stage in the new teacher center model is reflection. According to Mueller, the reflection period usually starts taking place around the beginning of May. Teachers start to reflect over the current school year. Teachers reflect on their successes and things that were not so successful. Good documentation of these reflections can be a useful tool for the future school years and can be implemented over the summer. Some reflections that new teachers may have may lead to plans for the next school year. These can involve means of new classroom management, different methods of presenting curriculum, and different teaching strategies. The end in sight, and they have almost made it. But more importantly, a vision emerges as to what their second year will look like, which brings them to a new phase of anticipation. By Mueller. We will now look at the Katz model. Remember, the key difference between the Katz model and the new teacher model is that the Katz model follows teachers' development throughout their career. The new teacher model focuses primarily on a new teacher in their first year. The 4 stages of the Katz model are survival, consolidation, renewal, and maturity. The first stage of the Katz model is survival. This is very similar to the new teacher model. However, remember the new teacher model's first stage is anticipation, followed by survival. In the Katz model, teachers are often haunted by the question, can I survive? Can I make it through the school year? Do my colleagues appreciate, respect, or like me? This can come into question when all teachers are very busy getting their own classrooms set up and getting ready for their school year, and you may not feel as though they're coming to collaborate with you or talk. Stressors include energetic students, meeting with parents, as well as differences between anticipated immediate success in the profession versus reality. The Katz model highlights very important mentoring needs for teachers in every stage. Some of these needs that we see in the survival stage are support, understanding, encouragement, reassurance, comfort, and guidance. Instruction in specialized skills to recognize classroom behavior, instruction in behavior management and causes of various classroom behaviors. This comes with not only figuring out how to change the behavior, but why is the student acting in this way? What is causing them to act in this way? Mentoring should take place on site and most often within the classroom to help with implementation. This helps so that items are not lost when, after meeting with your mentor, you go back into your classroom to implement it, and you may forget one or two crucial steps to implementation. If the mentor is there to help you with implementation, you are more likely to be successful. Mentor or other supportive members of staff must always be available to the teacher to discuss problems, both professional and emotional. Emotional problems tied to their profession. The second stage of the Katz model is consolidation. The consolidation stage usually covers the end of the first year of teaching or the beginning of the second year. Certain developmental tasks include that new teachers are more comfortable using differentiated strategies to augment mastery of standards among students. Also, new teachers begin to instruct the student rather than just teaching subject matter. As the consolidation stage continues, new teachers begin to recognize specific individual behavior among students, especially those students who differ from the pattern of the majority, those few outliers who can disrupt an entire lesson. New teachers start to develop detailed goals for students to achieve in order to answer the question, how can I help a particular child who does not seem to be learning? These two, although they seem very closely related, have a key difference. The first one is worded to focus more on student behavior. How can I bring all students together and curtail negative behavior? Such things as individual behavior plans, even if a student does not have an IEP, can be beneficial to teachers. Also, the second one focuses majority on academics. This child, who may or may not be a behavior problem, might still be struggling. How can I help that child? And that differentiated instruction is key in this part. There are many mentoring needs during the consolidation stage. Continuous collaboration between mentor and mentee becomes much more valuable during this stage. Resources to ease tension in the classroom are found in social and caseworkers. More collegial exchanges between veteran teachers yields a wealth of knowledge and ideas that can help accomplish specific tasks. New teachers can see that they are not alone in their frustration or inept attitudes towards their achievements. The third stage in the Katz model is renewal. According to Katz, this stage most often occurs during the third and fourth years of teaching. Teachers in the renewal stage have many developmental tasks. Teachers start getting tired of doing the same thing over and over again. They start to seek ideas from other resources, such as other teachers, looking online. Pinterest has actually become one of the key places for teachers to share and collaborate ideas. According to Katz, teachers start asking questions. Who is doing what? Where? When? What are some new materials, ideas, and strategies that I can implement in my classroom? Teachers in this phase might become more interested in going to workshops, learning about the Daily 5, Cafe, experimenting with different centers in their classroom. The renewal stage still has its own training needs. Teachers need to meet colleagues from different programs, from different schools, even different corporations. They are very interested in conferences and workshops, and they would benefit from belonging to professional associations and attending meetings. They need to look at their own classroom teaching through videotaping. It is also very beneficial for the teachers to actually visit other classrooms and programs. Teachers in the renewal stage have unique training needs as well. Perhaps it is at this stage that teacher centers had the greatest potential value, Silberman and Bailey. According to Katz, teacher centers were once places that teachers gathered to help one another. What they focused on at these teacher centers were relearning skills and strategies that may have been forgotten and pushed to the side, to share and exchange ideas, and to organize workshops as well as meet with specialists to discuss curriculum and other concerns. Maturity is the fourth and final stage of development in the Katz model, most commonly seen after 5 or more years, but could be seen as early as the 3rd year of teaching. Maturity is seen as a coming-of-age process for many teachers. 2 key topics dominate this stage: developmental tasks and training needs. Teachers begin to ask deeper, abstract, and philosophical questions, such as, can schools change societies? Is teaching a profession? What is the nature of growth and learning? Some of these questions may have been asked before, but with more time and experience, answers provide deeper meaning and yield better answers and perspective. Maturity also has its own training needs. Teachers need opportunities to participate in conferences and seminars. They need to be able to interact with other educators and tackle problem areas at varying levels. Training sessions and conference events may become boring to a teacher in the maturity stage, who has often seen many of these already presented to them. Introspective and searching discussion seminars are more often found to be enjoyable by teachers in the maturity stage due to their vast experience and what they can bring to the conversation. Whether you're looking at the Katz model or the new teacher model, mentoring is essential to teacher retention and student success. Mentoring has been attributed to teacher retention. The retention of teachers is critical to the teaching force as well as student success. Successful teachers who thrive are more likely to remain in the field after being mentored and coached successfully in this first year. This means that less resources are spent on finding and training new teachers, and more resources are spent on advancing the teachers within the school system already. Mentors help teachers develop appropriately. These teachers are less likely to leave the field after their first year if they are assigned a dynamic and intelligent mentor. This is our first page of citations. Followed by our second page of citations. Thank you for watching our presentation on the Katz model as well as the new teacher model of teacher development.